Cześć kochani and warm welcome. Today I want to share with you one of my favorite, very quick and very delicious meals. And since it's end of the summer and now we have such an abundance of vegetables, I think this is really good time. So the start of the meal is going to be eggplant, and we will be making honey garlic eggplant. Years ago, when I used to still eat meat, I remember how much I loved honey garlic chicken wings or honey garlic stir fry. And now years later, I am kind of recreating the flavors with veggies. And we will be cooking today with this wonderful eggplant. But first things first, I'm going to boil my rice. And the rice, of course, can be cooked a day to ahead whenever you want to. I don't have any leftovers, so I am going to cook some now. And I'm cooking basmati rice, and the reason is I really like the flavor of basmati rice and the aroma. But also basmati rice is really one of the healthiest options. Not only it's much higher in nutrients than regular white rice, but also has a much lower glycemic index, and it contains much lower levels of arsenic. And I'm using here, of course, organically grown basmati rice. So the rice you can cook according to the instructions on the package. I usually do, here I'm gonna have 2 cups of this basmati rice, and I'm going to rinse it very well. We rinse the rice until the milky color stops running, the milky water stops running, and we have a nice clear water. The rice is rinsed, goes in a pot, and I usually don't add much salt, just about 1/4 teaspoon. And now we're going to add water. And I know some of you, they might want right away to start cooking, so all the ingredients are in the description box. But if you feel like you want to spend a little time together, then I will be more than happy to have you here for longer. And now I'm going to add 1, 2, 3 cups of water. Stir it very lightly. And I'm going to put it on a medium heat. I will allow it slowly to come to boil, and then I will reduce the heat or even turn it completely and let it sit and steam and until it's ready. Usually it doesn't take more than 10-15 minutes with this kind of rice, so be careful. Now let's prepare the sauce that we will be using later on. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of this soy sauce, and this is organic Tamari. It's a little more intense in flavor than regular soy sauce. I really like it. And I'm going to use some vinegar. You could use rice vinegar, you could use apple cider vinegar. I have just red wine vinegar, and that's what I'm going to use. And also 2 tablespoons. Now, what would be a honey garlic without the honey? If you don't want to use honey, if you want this meal be fully vegan, then you could use maple syrup. And I'm going to go with 2 tablespoons of honey. Now I'm going to stir it very well for the honey to dissolve. Okay, so now garlic. Here I have 3 cloves of garlic. This is this year's new garlic. It's very aromatic and very juicy. But if you know me, you know I love garlic. So I'm going to add this entire head. So I ended up with 1 kind of small head and 3 cloves. So it's like a little handful of garlic. And you could press this garlic through the press, it's fine. I like for this kind of dish my garlic to be finely chopped. So now the garlic is going into our sauce, and this is getting more and more aromatic. Okay, now I'm going to stir it very well, and I'm going to add water. So probably I will do like double the amount of what I have now. Okay, now let's see, let's taste now. I love it. I love the salty and I love the little sweetness and sour. Garlic gives such a nice spice to it, and of course the flavor. And I'm going to add just a little bit of dried chili pepper, Korean Gochugaru, that I usually use when I make kimchi. And I'm going to add about 1/4 teaspoon because I will be adding fresh chili pepper. And now again, after we add the pepper, if you don't like very spicy food, you don't have to add the pepper, of course, the chili pepper at all. Perfect. Last thing, we are going to add some cornstarch just to make this sauce a little thicker. And I'm going to add like a heaping tablespoon of cornstarch. Mix it nicely together, and my cornstarch is organic. You can also use potato starch, you can use tapioca. Anything that has the property to thicken up our sauce will work great in this case. All right, I just checked on rice and it's slowly coming to boil, so it's wonderful. Okay, I like to clean my area when I work, then it's less cleaning after I'm done and I can enjoy the food. Eggplant is one of my really favorite fruits, and yes, it is fruit because it comes from the flower and it has seeds. And eggplant comes in such a variety of colors, shapes and sizes, and I was actually curious where the name comes from, and apparently the first eggplants, they were always white or like a little cream color with dots, that they resembled the duck egg and different birds' eggs. So that's why the name eggplant. And eggplant is really popular in India, and it's such a staple also in Mediterranean cuisine. And we know how healthy the Mediterranean cuisine is. And there is a good reason for that, because eggplants are very low in calories, and they are really powerhouse if it comes to different nutrients. They have different vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. It's really so versatile. It's so good for us, and it can be transformed in so many delicious dishes. So for me, depending what I cook, I would aim for different sizes if possible. So if I would make Italian Parmigiana, or if I would make Greek moussaka, then I would go more for round or oval eggplants, even bigger sizes. Then the bigger the better, as long as it's still nice and tender. And for today's dish, we will be using the elongated eggplants, and I have actually two different kinds. I have this beautiful long eggplant. I believe this is a Japanese eggplant. And I have this green, I don't know exact name for it, but today I will cook with the green. So I'm going to preheat my stove, and I will be going to medium high because I need nice high temperature in order to sear the sides of my eggplant. I like using cast iron for that because it holds the heat very well, and also it distributes the heat very well. So I can put a lot of eggplant, and regardless if it's in the center or on the edges, it will brown equally. And the reason why I like this, for this kind of dish, why I like this elongated eggplant, is because I can create those bite-sized pieces, and the skin allows it to hold in place, so this eggplant doesn't fall apart that easily. However, if you don't have access to this eggplant, any eggplant will really do, as long as you cut it into bigger pieces. And look at this beautiful, like how gorgeous this one is, like how gorgeous. Nature always amazes me with its creations. So let's chop it. I'm going to cut this into about 1-inch slices. Eggplant is such a great fruit if it comes to weight loss, because it really has almost no calories, but it's very rich in fiber, so it's great for our cardiovascular system, it's great for our digestive system. And because of the presence of many antioxidants, it really takes care of our immune system, really beneficial to our health. And the wonderful thing is that the flavor is mild enough to really take on any sauces, any spices that you're using. Okay, I'm going to check on my rice, and now I'm going to add 2 heaping tablespoons of coconut oil. Coconut oil is really good for us. It's a good fat. It has very high smoking point. And because this eggplant is, so low in calories, don't be afraid of using the oil that it's too many calories. It will all balance up, and it's going to have great flavor. And eggplant will absorb the fat too, so that's why we need to put a little more. So now I'm just, nice sizzle. I'm going to put the cut size down. So the eggplant will keep browning here slowly, and now I can work on the rest of my ingredients. And I will keep it very simple, but you can mix any veggies that you would like with it. You can add carrots, some corn, beans, whatever you like. I will keep it simple. So I have onion, and I also have leeks. You can use either or put both like I will be doing. And I have regular mild green pepper and hot pepper. I'm going to check on my eggplant. Because of the frying pan was very hot, it really will take seconds for it to be ready. There you go. That's exactly what we want. So I'm just going to turn it around. And now we will be browning the other cut side. And now I'm going to lower the temperature a little bit. Some of them, they are not that brown yet, so I'm going to let them sit for a minute or two. And now let's do the onion. This is regular yellow onion. If you don't feel very comfortable cooking here on high temperature and preparing your ingredients, have everything chopped and lined on the board so it's ready when you need it. The onions, I'm just going to cut again in bite sizes, and 1, 2, like this kind of pieces. I'm going to add just the little white part of my leek. Okay, leek is done. I'm going to check on the eggplant. Nicely browning. They are slowly searing on the other side, but also the steam cooks them inside. And now the pepper. You could use any pepper, red pepper, yellow, orange, green combination. And I'm going to just make it into about the same bite sizes as the onion. And don't mix them together, because we won't be adding them at the same time. And my hot pepper. This is hot pepper that I got from my farmers, and it's always such a lottery because they give me whole bundle of different kinds, so I have to nibble on each of them to see which one is spicy, which one is mild. The seed, let's see the seed. It turned out to be sweet pepper, but that's okay. And I'm going to just chop it here, and I'm gonna go look in the fridge for the hot pepper. All right, this should be hot. This looks like a chili. Let's see. The seed, always the seed will tell you. Medium hot. It looks like the eggplant is nicely cooked, so we can add our onions and the leeks. And I will add a little touch of coconut oil, because the eggplant absorbed all the oil. Now we need a little more. And after adding the onions and a little more coconut oil, we are turning this into kind of stir-fry action. Because the eggplants are ready, all we need to do is just to soften a little bit the onions. Now it will not take long. Okay, so that really was a minute, maybe minute and a half with the onions. I like to leave the onions still a little crispy. And now I'm going to add our pepper and the hot pepper as well. And we will continue to stir it. Just try to do it gently so the eggplant will not fall apart. And having the elongated eggplant with the skin around, it also helps with keeping it intact. And really for the peppers, I just want them to heat up slightly. I don't even want them to cook. I like when my food still has some crunch. And speaking of crunch, we're going to add a little bit of cashews. And I love cashews. They have very mild, sweet flavor, and they will add extra nutrients, extra proteins to our meal. And I will just allow it all together to toast for a minute. This looks so beautiful and smells so beautiful too. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of salt, because I made this sauce salty exactly how I want it to be, but there is absolutely no salt in our veggies. So I need to flavor them a little bit, pinch or two, just to give them a little more flavor. So now we're going to add our sauce. Give it a very good stir before we add it, because the starch usually sets at the bottom of the dish. And now we're just going to pour it into our frying pan, and we are going to stir it. Now I can bring the temperature a little higher, because I don't want it really to cook anymore. I just want the sauce to thicken up, and this will happen very quickly, so just keep stirring, otherwise the sauce will burn at the bottom. Nicely coating everything. Smells good. I see it's thickening, so I'm going to really quickly taste the sauce. Delicious. Done. It's time to plate it. So here is our rice. Now, I love the aroma of basmati rice, and I'm gonna fluff it a little with my fork. And now we're going to scoop a little rice, and now our eggplant. Again, if we used maple syrup instead of the honey, it would be vegan, so anybody in family can be really satisfied with this dish. Just a little bit of cilantro, fresh cilantro, ripping it with my hands, and we are done. Our meal is ready, and this is wonderful to take with you to work, to school. It really stays very nice in the lunchbox. And kochani, if you like this recipe, please give me thumbs up. Share this recipe with someone who may enjoy it. I have one more recipe with eggplant on my YouTube channel, so I'm going to link it here at the very end of the video. And if you would like more quick and nutritious, delicious recipes like this, please let me know in a comment. And also please let me know what is your favorite dish made with eggplant. And for today, I thank you so much for being here. As always, I really appreciate all your support, and I'm looking forward to see you next time.